Okay, let's dive in. We're going to talk about something that is so common, it's pretty much invisible. And yet, it's at the very heart of a massive technological revolution. We're talking, of course, about the simple cardboard box.
I mean, seriously, just think about it for a second. They are literally everywhere. They hold our online orders, our groceries, our electronics, you name it. In fact, more than 80% of all industrial goods get shipped in them. They are the silent, sturdy backbone of global commerce.
And what's wild is that behind this incredibly simple product, there's this huge, and I mean huge, industry. Just look at India. There are over 10,000 small and medium-sized businesses all competing to make that perfect box. This isn't a game dominated by a few giants. It's powered by thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs.
So what's the secret sauce? What does it actually take to survive and even thrive in this world? Well, the answer is, it's a lot more complicated than you might think. It's not just about folding paper anymore. You have to be part of a revolution.
All right, so first up, let's get into the weeds and look at the immense pressures these companies are under. And trust me, the challenges go way beyond just trying to find the next customer. And check this out. A survey from Borzo found something really surprising. Of course, finding new customers is a big deal. That's number one. But look what comes right after. Hiring people, dealing with their own packaging, and managing inventory. These are deep operational problems that can absolutely cripple a business from the inside. So you have this kind of crazy paradox, right? On one hand, the demand for boxes is through the roof. I mean, almost every industry needs them. But on the other hand, the competition is so incredibly fierce that just staying afloat is a daily battle for every single order. And this number, 5%, this shows you just how brutal that battle is. Let that sink in. With margins that razor thin, you have zero room for error. Every single wasted scrap of paper, every minute your machine is down, every tiny miscalculation, it all eats directly into that tiny slice of profit. So if your margins are that tight, how in the world do you stay in business? Well, the first part of the revolution is happening right there on the factory floor. It's all about completely changing the way a box is actually made. You know, the old school way of doing this is a whole multi-step dance. First, you have to create that wavy corrugated paper. Then you've got to print on it and cut it into shape. And finally, you have to glue or stitch the whole thing together. Every one of those steps is a place where something can go wrong. But here's where things get really interesting. You bring in automation, and the entire picture changes. Automated systems work faster, they're way more accurate, and they can run for much longer. That means less wasted material, a safer factory, and a huge boost in quality and productivity. And this isn't just about being more efficient. It's a completely new philosophy. The goal is to get to zero defects. We're talking about systems with high-res cameras that inspect every box and can automatically kick out any that aren't perfect. The goal is to ensure every single product that leaves that factory is flawless. But look, having shiny new machines is only half the battle. The real game changer, the thing that truly transforms the business, is the new digital brain that powers the entire operation, from the sales team all the way to the production line. And this is where something called Enterprise Resource Planning, or ERP software, comes into play. The easiest way to think about it is like the company's central nervous system. It connects every single part of the business, sales, inventory, production, finance, into one smart, unified system. So let's think about a real-world problem they deal with every single day. A customer calls up. They need a custom box, a unique size with specific materials. How do you figure out a price that's competitive but also profitable? And how do you do it fast? Well, with a modern ERP tool, a salesperson can do it right there on their phone. They just punch in the dimensions, the type of paper, the expected waste, and boom. The software gives them a scientific, data-driven price on the spot. No more guesswork, no more, let me get back to you in a few hours. Okay, next up, how do you manage the pure chaos of the factory floor? Picture it, you've got thousands of these giant paper reels, all different types and sizes. You've got dozens of orders all moving through different machines at the same time. How do you possibly keep track of all of that? The solution is this awesome visual dashboard, often called a Kanban board. It gives managers a real-time, bird's-eye view of everything happening in the factory. Each order is like a digital sticky note that moves across the board as it goes from one stage to the next. And operators on the floor can update everything from a phone or a tablet. No more clipboards, no more paperwork. But the revolution doesn't stop when the box is made. And this is where things get really, really fascinating. In this final stage, the box stops being just a dumb container and starts to become an intelligent, interactive piece of technology. If you think about the history of the box, its job has completely changed. For about a century, its only purpose was to hold stuff and protect it. Then, with things like QR codes, it became a trackable asset in the supply chain. But today, it's becoming a direct marketing channel to the consumer. And this unlocks so much incredible value. By giving every single box a unique digital fingerprint, you can kill counterfeiting. You get total visibility into where your product is at all times. And, maybe the most exciting part, you can talk directly to your customers. Imagine scanning a code to get your warranty, collect loyalty points, or unlock some exclusive video content. It turns the simple act of unboxing into a real experience. So, when you put all of this together, the automated factory, the ERP brain, the smart package, what does it actually mean for the entrepreneur trying to run one of these businesses? It means the old rulebook has basically been thrown out the window. There's this quote from the India Development Review that just nails it. It says that the very definition of what makes a business valuable is changing. It's not just about the money in your bank account or the machines on your floor anymore. It really boils down to this. The old assets for success were physical things, having the biggest factory or the most inventory. But today, the new assets are intangible. It's about the data you collect and how you analyze it. It's about the knowledge you build to make smarter decisions. And it's about using technology to build stronger, more direct relationships with your customers. So this whole quiet revolution inside the cardboard box shows how data and automation can completely reinvent even the most traditional, physical industries. It proves that this kind of innovation isn't just for tech startups. And it leaves us with one final fascinating thought. If all this can happen to the simple cardboard box, what everyday industry is going to be transformed next?